Hello, boils and ghouls, and welcome back to Wannabe Reviewers Freaky Flicks. Now, I don't know how clearly you guys can see it, but I got Superman in the shelf back there. I got my S shirts because the S stands for hope, and I even have a few comic books in the back, to kind of help get the mood going. Because for tonight's movie, I am covering a little movie called Brightburn. Now, Brightburn, very interesting movie, something that you don't really see much these days, or ever really. It is a horror superhero movie. Yeah, I've never really heard about that, so I think it's pretty cool. Basically, the premise of Brightburn is, what if Superman grew up to the age of 13, normal life and everything, but at the age of 13, when he found out that he has powers, he turned evil. So, like I said, pretty simple premise. The movie starts with this couple, very reminiscent of Ma and Pa Kent. They want to have a baby, but for whatever reason they can't. And one night, spaceship crashes outside their farm or whatever. They find a baby in it, and they decide to take the baby in. 10 years later, the kid's about like 12 or 13. He's starting to go through puberty. And as he starts to go through puberty and he's, dealing with like bullies and being, having a crush on a girl for the first time and just, growing up and stuff, he also starts to discover that he has powers. And so, yeah, like I said, the movie's just this really interesting, what if Superman turned evil, and it's like really gory, and it's really violent, and it's really crazy seeing this kid basically become like this force to be reckoned with, almost like a slasher villain, just eliminating people in his way. So in that sense, I think the movie is really fun, and it is really cool, because it's just so unique, like where have you ever seen a horror superhero movie, or a movie where the good guy, or I guess the protagonist at least, that you're kind of rooting for, they're using their powers for evil. The last movie I can kind of think that did that was Chronicle, I guess, But you don't really get that in a movie, especially nowadays, that we're like so, overpopulated with superhero movies. So I like the movie based on the fact that it's unique. I like it based on the fact that the kid, excellent acting. He makes a great villain. I like it based on the fact that the parents of the kid, one of them basically stands for, he's our child no matter what, and we love him. And, she kind of wants to support him and believe that he's not doing all these terrible things. The dad, on the other hand, he's like the more reasonable one, and he's kind of saying, like, this thing is not our son, and we made a terrible mistake trying to adopt him. So it's really interesting seeing these two dynamics, going at it. I thought that was really interesting. I think both the parents did very good with their roles. And, yeah, like I said, just like the gore and the kills and stuff, they really go for that R rating. Like, there's some really good kills and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. However, when it comes to negatives, though, I do unfortunately think that there are quite a few negatives with this movie. And, I don't know. I feel like there's some missed potential, I guess is the best way to explain it. Like, for one, I think that them revealing that he's an alien so, right off the bat, I think that's kind of a mistake. I think if they had kind of teased at it and kind of made their reveal maybe halfway into the movie, I think that would have made it more interesting. I know I've seen some reviews online where people are talking about this, and yeah, from all the merchandising and the promotion and everything, it's gonna be like a Superman parallel story. The parents are gonna find him in his spaceship that crashes in their farm and raise him. I think it would have been more interesting if, they're raising him, and he kind of starts figuring out these weird things about himself, and he's dealing with things, and then, he knows that there's something in the barn that, calls to him, but he doesn't know what it is, and then maybe, halfway in, that's when he kind of finds out that he's, an alien or whatever. I think that would have been, really interesting. It would have been, a good build-up, to kind of keep that secret. So, I thought that was a little bit disappointing, I feel like they kind of, if they had to keep hitting the twist or whatever, I think that would have been kind of cool. And another thing, I did feel like his transition, the main character, his name is Brandon Breyer, his transition to evil, it kind of felt a little too sudden, honestly. I get it, he's this kid going through a lot of things, he's going through puberty, and like I said, you know, his body's changing, and there's bullies around him, and there's this girl he likes, and he's kind of dealing with everything at once. But he kind of goes from supposedly defending himself to outright just killing people and like being evil, like kind of out of nowhere, you know? Like, I would understand if maybe they showed, okay, you know, he fought back and it felt good, and that's why he felt he was justified, and from there, that's kind of like what warps his perception or whatever. But up until, you know, basically like right before the movie starts, he's supposed to have had like a pretty normal life. So for him to just kind of, you know, not have a conscience anymore and to just kind of snap like that, it is a bit strange, I think. So I kind of just wish they had shown a little more of like what made him evil, not just, oh, he kind of just liked it and went with it, you know? But that aside, like I said, I do think if you just look at it on the surface as a movie that's supposed to be like a parody of, you know, like Superman and like superhero origins and stuff, I do think it's a really good movie. I love how unique it is. Like I said, the only movie I can kind of think like this, you know, similar to this is probably like Chronicle, and even that was like a while ago. So I think it's cool to have a movie like this that's a horror movie that has a protagonist who's using his powers for evil. And like I said, I just think good acting all around, good effects all around, good kills all around. I thought it was a pretty entertaining movie. Does it have some flaws or some, you know, missed potential? I would maybe say so, but you know, that might be me just nitpicking. So do I recommend it? I'd give it a thumbs up. I think it's a fun movie. And so yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's out on DVD now, guys. So if you can get your hands on Brightburn, I'd recommend it. I think it's a pretty fun movie. So there you have it, guys. That's my review for tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you guys check it out. And I'll be back tomorrow with another review, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.